Yo, what the fuck is good? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How are you all living, man? Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream, man. What do we think? 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 What do we think, man? What do we think? What do we think? What do we think? What do we think? All right, let me know what you think about the lighting, because we're doing this thing before where the light, I had this crazy light that was like jocking my face like you've never seen, bro. It's just like shining in my eyes. Then I would get on a stream, I'd be fucking lightheaded, man. And so I have this big ass window. I just open the window. It's just like this is natty light straight into the eyes, man. It feels good. It's like, feels good. You know what they don't want to tell you? Like big pharma does not want to tell you that all you have to do is walk outside for like 10 minutes in the morning, get some natural light, and your day will be better. It's crazy. Andrew Huberman does not want you to know that. Big pharma, big Brian Johnson does not want you to know this. That's all you have to do. It's so simple. I walk outside. I wake up in the morning. I feel terrible. I walk out, put a little sunscreen on my face, walk outside, stare at the sun for 15 seconds, and then all of a sudden I feel like a new man. It's insane. Big Pharma does not want you to know this, bro. They do not. They really don't. Big Pharma does not want you to know that if you start the day without going outside before you look at your phone, you're just gonna have a better day. Like, terrible news, but phone light first thing in the morning, it's awful. I've also tried to cheat the system, like, because, okay, like I wake up, I can never sleep through the night. Okay, ever. I don't sleep through the night ever. And so I'll wake up at like 4 a.m., 3 a.m., and I'm like, ooh, I should check. Like, if I check the price of charts on my phone and then I go back to bed, it's basically like I slept again. It doesn't count. Nope. 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 You check in the middle of the night, you wake up, you feel terrible. It doesn't matter. There's no reset. Like, if at any moment you close your eyes to go to bed and then you check the GG, it's over. So, anyways, welcome back to the stream. Yeah, what do we think? I like pale as shit, though. It's the only problem. What if I, like, drop it down a little bit? Yeah? 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 We'll fix it. We'll fuck with it. But I'm going to leave it, like, here for right now. I'm going to leave it here for right now, and we'll figure it out. I'm not pale, brother. I'm tan. I got Italian beautiful blood. It's rare blood. It's rare genetics. Okay? That Italian blood is rare. Okay? It's rare. It is rare. It is rare, and it is valuable. Okay? 50% straight to the dome ski. It's rare, man. It's hard to find blood like this. Valuable genetics. Anyways, welcome back to the stream. It is good to see you here. Why don't we start with a little fucking, let's roll it up, baby. Let's roll it up. Caleb, what's good? Dinap, what's good? Zank, what's good? Andrew, what's good? Mac, what's good? Vibla, what's good? Pipe Bomb 33, what's good? Name one Robin and Coin. Malcolm, what price you sell pawns at? George, what's good? Tulip King, what's good? Shimmy, what's good? Dexo, what's good? Tom, what's good? Bellex, what's good? Roland, what's good? DNAP, what's good? What's good? Densky, what's good? Whitey, what's good? Rockefeller, what's good? King Baba, what's good? Prague, what's good? 2.3, I want 2.3. What is good? Mashlands, what is good? BB, thanks for the gifted, my brother. What is good? Live the Life TV, what is good? You know, I think ties are a scam. But how much money did you make last week? I lost money last week. Well, I have a salary. You want me to just like dox my salary on stream? Is that what you're trying to get me to do? Because I will. I'll fucking say it. You want me to say it on stream to start us off at 8:30 in the morning? Is that how you want me to start the stream? Talking about my salary? Because I'll fucking do it. I'll fucking do it, man. Anyways, welcome back to the stream, guys. It is good to see you. We have a lot to talk about. And I think for like the 4th, maybe 5th day in a row, we are going to start by talking about cryptocurrency, which is just insane. Looking at the charts right now, and I mean, man, we're at 66.6. Whoa. On Bitcoin. Whoever's selling Pump Fund, please stop. Okay. VVV is up 12% today. Hyperliquid Lighter's up 7. Even ETH is up 2. Gold is up 1%. Copper, where's JLED? Is almost in my buy zone, which is nuts. VIX is down a good amount. I mean, the coal. What about alts? Aave's up 5. Athena's up 5. Galaxy is up 10. There is some good news about the Clarity Act, which may or may not pass at some point in the near future. And all of a sudden, we are looking pretty good. So we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to cover. We have a lot to get into. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitter and you would like to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. Twitch.tv/threadguy. Okay, so this clip today, this Nick Fuentes clip where he's talking about how, like, figure out how to use Claude or you're going to be stuck in the permanent underclass forever. Da, 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 da. And I do this thing now where, well, you guys know I've been doing this thing where I read a lot of books, but I do like pretty performative reading. I'll go to the coffee shop I'll go to like the $9 for an iced Americano coffee shop and I'll read The Great Gatsby with like take notes. Like I'll go with like a Mont Blanc pen and The Great Gatsby and I'll just post hours. I'm not even reading the book. I'm like reading the words, but I'm not even reading the pages. And I'll just post. And I'm just paying attention to what everybody else is doing in the coffee shop. And everybody in every coffee shop in New York City is just ripping Claude. Everybody. I saw the stat today that there's, I don't know, 2% of Americans or something have a LLM downloaded. And maybe it's survivorship bias, selection bias, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just like looking in, the right areas to see people on this. Every person in every coffee shop is just ripping Claude, bro. Everybody. I'm looking around and I'm reading. I'm like trying to read what people are doing. I'm like, it's a weird spot, right? Like you're trying to read what they're doing, and it's kind of hard. The font is small, the computer's far away, but every person everywhere is ripping Claude, man. I don't exactly know what that means. You know what it makes me think about? It makes me think of Ed Zitron. That fucking. It's almost, you almost when the leading bear is Ed Zitron, and that's the physiognomy of top bear, you almost have to just be a bull by default. It's like you almost look at that guy and you're like, with all due respect, and you think to yourself, I gotta be a bull. You gotta be a bull. If it's if it's Michael Burry, and you think of Christian Bale, and that's top bear, all right, we could give some validity to this statement. But you see Ed Zitron as top bear, and then he gets on the mic and he's like, I'm bearish because LLMs are a bad product. It's like, dude, what are you talking about? It was the most, this thing was like designed to one-shot society, to be honest. It's so good. So I walk around these coffee shops and I'm looking at what people are doing, and everybody, no phones, no books. I'm the only one reading The Great Gatsby and 48 Laws of Power. Nobody else is reading 48 Laws of Power in public. I guess I'm the only one willing to do it. I look around, every single person just ripping Claude. Also, not even Claude Code. Maybe this is bullish for us. Not even Claude Code. Everyone's raw dogging like the chat box, which, to be fair, I'm doing the same thing. I'm on the chat box as well, but everyone is dogging the chat box. Claude. And is it co-work? No, I don't think it's co-work. Maybe you should go to a different neighborhood for market research. Yeah, maybe I should do that as well. I would be open to maybe doing that. So, anyways, Claude is everywhere. Second is I just saw this. Miami's surging cost of living has surpassed NYC for the first time ever. First of all, there's absolutely no way that this is true. But I'm hearing the rumbles of the Miami hype. Does anyone here live in Miami? I'm here. Trust me, I hear the noise. I hear the noise. Okay, I hear it. I hear the noise, and consider me interested. Is all I'm gonna say. Consider me interested. Miami and London, by the way. Whoever just said London, I'm consider me interested. Okay. The only thing about Miami, chat, is I feel like in order to enjoy yourself I feel like you go to Miami when you're like 32 and hella rich, but you're not ready to have kids yet because you're still like have like a little like sneak drug addiction that you're not quite over, and you're like, fuck it, we're going to Miami. You take your like fiance of 3 years and say, fuck it, we're going to Miami. We're gonna get the rest of our like 20s out when you're like 34. You get it out, you do a couple high rocks classes, and then you move back to Orange County and you call it. To me, that's Miami. Like, that's when you go. You're 32, just sold a company, but like you still, like, you feel bad that you missed out on like your like Pike homecoming frat party when you were 22, and you're like, you got to get it out one more time, and so you just like have a midlife crisis in Miami for a couple years, and then you're like, you're good. That to me, that's what Miami is, and so you could get me there at some point, but I'm not ready to do it. But there's no way that this is true. I'm just gonna be honest. Okay, there's no way cost of living has surpassed NYC. There's just no way. Bro, I spent $9.30 on a small iced Americano this morning. There's no way you're gonna try to convince me that it's more expensive than NYC. I spent $9.30 on a coffee. $9.30. $9.30. Okay, that's exactly accurate about Miami. Bro, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Like I've been to my. I'm telling you. This is what it is, and that's okay. By the way, that's okay. But it is what it is. I spent $9.30 on a coffee today in New York City. A small iced Americano, just black. $9.30. Nuts. They asked me for a tip. Do you mass debate your pool seat? I don't know what that means. All right, one more time. If you're on YouTube, Twitter, you like to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. What did I just read? Do you mass debate? Oh, jeez, man. What the fuck, man? At 8:30 in the morning, you fucking freak. What the man? It's 8:30 in the fucking morning, man. Bitcoin's at 66K, and you're in here first chatter. God, this is what happens when you tell YouTube to join on Twitch. On that note, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, whatever you want to join, Twitch.tv/threadguy. All right. I think the first I've seen of the new Ferrari just dropped, by the way. The $650,000 electric Ferrari. Now, I don't really know why they're doing a sound check on the electric Ferrari, but it is what it is. It just dropped. Has anyone seen this? What's good, Danielle? I mean, I'm just gonna say that thing is a looker. Okay, it drives by and you're stopping. I don't care what anybody says. This thing drives by and you're stopping. You're stopping what you're doing and you're looking. Undeniably, undoubtedly, you were stopping what you're doing and you're looking. Now, for $650,000, okay, you could do a lot with $650,000. Okay, this would be very low on my. I mean, for $650,000, you could do a lot. Okay, this thing is undeniably low on my list for $650,000. Now, I'll be honest, I would rather have this than 10 Bitcoin for $650,000. I'm just gonna say it. It might upset some people. At the current stage, I'd buy this over 10 Bitcoin. Okay. Now, would I buy it over $650,000 a pump? I don't think so. Okay. But my problem is with electric cars and hybrids, the fake noise that they pump into the exhaust sounds terrible. You might as well have it be silent. You know that episode of The Office where he like backs the Prius into like Dwight or whatever because it's silent? You might as well have it be silent if it's going to sound like this. This is low-key embarrassing. So I don't know. I will hold out on the electric car thing as long as humanly possible. I just will. I will hold out on that, the idea of an electric car for as long as humanly possible. I also am going to hold out on full self-driving for as long as possible. I know it's cool and people like to be on their phones on vacations and like do what they do. I will hold out in the full self-driving. You could automate the entire world with robots, with AI. You could automate the entire world. The last thing you're going to take from me is driving. It is the last thing I would let go. Driving is like the most raw dog human activity that exists. That is the last thing. That is the last thing. Men are the worst drivers in the world. They self-drive. What? That is the last thing you'll take from me. Do you drive in New York City? No, but I'm thinking about it. I want a car in New York City. I'm not gonna lie, Mom. If you're watching this, I'm thinking about it. I don't know if anyone who lives in New York City has a car. I would imagine it's a really bad economic purchase, but I'm thinking about it. It's fun though. Yeah. You know, like moms, you can have mine. I like most things that are fun are not smart economic purchases, and I don't really think the two things have to like coincide. I just don't like it. Fun and smart don't have to really like lock as long as fun and illegal don't lock. Okay. Yeah, you make dumb purchases. I think it's just like a thing. It's a rite of passage. We're in crypto, man. It's like we've spent the last 5 years in crypto. It's like, why not rent when you want it? Yeah, you probably will. You probably get a lease on it. Call it what it is. All right. Anyways, before we get into the markets, which we're about to do, I have one more quick topic I want to go over. So if you're watching on YouTube, Twitter, whatever, wherever else you're watching, and you like to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. What is it at? Pawns. Bro, it's not sending. Yeah, kind of is. Yeah, fine. Kind of is. The ratio with pump should be bigger. We'll go over on chain in just a minute. I just want to read this one tweet to you really quick because it kind of fired me up. It really fired me up. I think it's a great tweet, and I want to start with it, and then we'll get into the stream. I'm long circle. I don't hate that. Okay. Gen Z. It's kind of about the state of the world. Reads like a basic Gen Z article. Topically, Gen Z entrepreneurship increasingly looks like running a portfolio of asymmetric coups rather than betting everything on one serious long-term project. 1 month as an AI rapper, then a TikTok shop product, a viral food trend, or buying scarce inventory during a shortage and renting it back at triple the price. In Europe, you can also trade the state. Find the latest subsidy, regulation, or public failure and put yourself in the middle. Build the website over a weekend, extract as much as possible while the window is open, then abandon it as soon as the trade stops working. It's basically entrepreneurial day trading. Low commitment, limited downside, permanent optionality, and a small chance one bet makes you rich. And honestly, it's rational. Why spend 10 years committing to one difficult company when AI lets you place 10 cheap bets per year and one winning bet can make you rich? Quote tweet. In fact, half the people I met in meet in beach clubs are doing exactly this. 1 year it's crypto, then an Amazon brand, then an AI lead gen agency, then solar panels or some subsidized renovation business. Make $1 million here, 2 million there, shut it down when the margin disappears, spend 6 months traveling, then come back with the next coup. I used to think this was just unserious entrepreneurship, but some of them have become genuinely very good at it. The real business isn't crypto, AI, or solar panels. It's being early. They spot a new distribution channel, regulatory distortion, shortage, or wave of hype before everyone else. Build something around it very quickly, then leave before the market gets crowded. There's no attachment to the product or industry because the company is only the vehicle. What actually compounds is the cash, contacts, execution speed, and instinct for where the next trade will be. The old founder wanted to build one company that would outlive him. The new one wants enough wins that he never has to depend on one company at all. It's such a good tweet. And this is the story of my life. Dude, chill with the fucking pawns thing, by the way. I'm going to look at it in a minute. It's the story of my life is doing exactly this. And I'm kind of a believer that it relates to the market where the next generation is doing this, right? Like nobody can hold a job for more than 6 months. Nobody can work on one project for more than a year or 2 years. I've been streaming for a year straight with Counterparty and working on this company for a year straight. It's the longest I've ever done anything in my entire life. This is the longest I've ever done one thing for my whole life is 1 year right now on this trajectory. And so I think that the new world basically grows up. It's basically like short form video entrepreneurship. Okay. And I kind of think what happens with this is that somebody finds the opportunity and there's an opportunity creates itself and this like small cohort of people that, like trend surfers, if you will, go all in on it super aggressively all at the same time. And they price the best case scenario in sort of like instantly. And I think what happens is it ends up looking like meme coin rotations a little bit in entrepreneurship. And then the entrepreneurship is also why the market sort of trades the way the market does. Like, look at how fast mania in, I don't know, like Pokemon cards gets priced in, right? Pokemon cards get hot. People find a loop where if you can figure out how to acquire physical inventory, like sealed packs, you can flip them for 2x, 3x. And then like within a week, there's like 1,000 people outside of Walmart, like lined up, ready to fucking scrap over some goddamn Hidden Fates Pokemon cards. Fire Super, by the way, thank you. Like, think about how fast that happens. Like, boom, all of a sudden, 2,000 people outside of Target, like ready to kill each other for like Hidden Fates Pokemon cards, right? And I think this is just like how these trends are gonna go. And I think that approach to entrepreneurship finds itself in the market as well, right? Like the craziest price action that's happened in the market so far to me is day one of the Iran war. Okay, think about this. Think about this. We strike, U.S. and Israel strikes Iran on February 28th, 2026. Okay, that day, Brent oil goes up in a straight line to, let me get rid of these fucking charts. That day, Brent oil goes up in a straight line to $120. Okay, market basically instantaneously prices in the worst case scenario, like the worst thing that could happen. Market prices it in 1 second. The war's been going on for 5 months. Price has never gotten above 120 on Brent oil, despite the fact that we're in one of the worst, I don't know, allegedly in one of the worst oil shortages ever. It hasn't got past. How is that possible? Why is that possible? It's like, well, the outer band of possibilities gets priced in instantly because all the little people that are like trading oil or excited about oil just pile in. Worst case or best case gets priced in instantly, and then it can never get above that again. And I don't know. That to me is so. I'm thinking about what's gonna happen when Trump admin comes out and says we are banning, damn, 66.5 on Bitcoin. Fuck me. I'm thinking about what's gonna happen when Trump admin comes out and says we're banning or limiting or like slapping export controls on Chinese open source AI. And I was trying to figure out what the trade is, and we're gonna talk about it in a minute. What the trade is gonna be when that happens. And my first thought is like, okay, short the Chinese AI companies, short Zipu, short Minimax, short these, short Baba. But what's probably going to happen is there's going to be like a giant red candle in a straight line that's going to go down 20%. And it's going to be the opposite of the oil candle. And they're going to price in like the worst thing that could ever happen. They're going to price it in as if the company, like, CEO went to prison and it ceases to exist. And then it's not going to go lower than that. That's just going to like be it. It's going to be like, oh my God, everyone's going to rip this thing down 25% in a straight line. It's going to be the opposite of the oil candle. And so there's no trade there. You're going to be late. You're not beating the algos on that. And it's just going to get shot down. Like Mudang shot dead in Chirac. It's like, no, it's going to go straight down in a straight line and down 30%. No trade there. And so I'm sitting here like, how do we trade the long? What is the long side that we can trade on this? I spent all night trying to figure this out. I don't have a good answer. We'll talk about it in a couple minutes. More focused. Everyone's trying to convince me that I should be longing Tau, which is like so ridiculous to think that I could long Tau on this. Although, to be fair, it did pump 30% on the Fable export controls. Can't really long Tau. Can't really long VVV. I suppose you could like long Nvidia, like some of these, some GPU, like long Nvidia maybe. But then I have this other perspective, which is like there's some level of optimism priced in that Nvidia will be able to sell to China, and that has some like positive price delta, like that maybe that happens, maybe not. I don't really know, but on this take, on the entrepreneurship take, it makes me think of oil. It's crazy. We've been at war for 5 months. Trader Hormuz is still 20% of the global 20% of the global oil supply has been put on hold for 5 months. 20%. Chat, how much is gas where you live? How is I don't have a car in New York, so I actually have no concept. I don't even know if I've seen They even have gas station. I don't even know when the last time I saw a gas station was. Come to think of it. I don't even. Yeah, I don't even know when the last time I saw a gas station was in New York. But everyone's gas is up. I don't know. Everyone's gas is up. 20% of the world's oil supply has been offline for 5 months. For 5 months. We're like one of the worst oil crises ever, and it's 30% lower than it was on second one of the war. That is crazy to me. This is like how the market trades. Prices in the best and worst case scenario instantly, and so the only place that there's like an opportunity is the second order effect. Also, I saw this on this same topic. I'm writing an article about this. This is so insane to me, David Dobrik, that this is where we've gotten to on like YouTube content. How I made $1 million in a week is David Dobrik posting this is so insane. Everyone has everything. Everyone has followers. Everyone has clout. Everyone has like rented cars, rented houses, leased planes. And so the only differentiating factor is like how much money motion do you have? It really is. This is crazy, David Dobrik. I'm like an OG Dobrik fan, by the way. Like back in the day, I used to watch Dobrik. All the ladies wanted to watch. Like you're like high school girlfriend or whatever when you're in high school is like fired up about David Dobrik. So you're like watching Dobrik together or whatever. This is like LeBron James posting like my $10 million watch collection. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's a weird spot to say the least. So anyways, all right, let's start. 15 minutes crypto, 15 minutes AI, and then we got to do this stock market open. All right. Who's trading on chain right now? Like, is everyone here locked in on chain? I mean, I have to talk about crypto. I look at this and it's like Bitcoin 66.5. VVV's up 12% on the daily. Bitcoin's up last time Bitcoin's had 2% daily. I don't even know. Like it's it unironically looks good. I have to admit, and I am a hater. I'm a Bitcoin hater, bro. You know I am. As of recent, it looks good, and if we can get like, I don't know, a close above 76, like if we just did this and did one of these, and we're back above here, you would be looking at this like, oh my god. If we got to 76 by, I don't know, that's December. I drew that way too long. Fuck that. I don't have till December. Hold on. If we did like something like this, watch. If we did something like this, we don't have till December, no way. But if we just like played off of this little like broke here, chill, broke here, chill. Did it by like August. If we got here by like mid-August above 76, it would feel insane. It really would. You would look at this chart, high time frame, and think to yourself, this fucking thing is curling, man. This thing is curling. DRAM, memory, the like aggressive volatile stocks have kind of chilled out a little bit. Looks decent today. DRAM's like 56 in the pre. Things have like chilled out a little bit. People are hunting for volatility. It's one of those things, I think, as it relates to Bitcoin, where like I retweeted this Ansem tweet the other day. PTSD is so bad in crypto, man. Stuff will go down 75%, and people will be like, nah. If this was the real bear market, we'd be down 99%. We're just getting started. To be fair, we did go down 99% after this. This was like the worst year, worst like 14 months of all time, to be fair. But crypto is so funny because there's nothing new under the sun. And you basically, Bob's supposed to be in October for Bitcoin if it follows the cycle. I don't know. 4-year cycle shit, I'm so over it. I think, like, in theory, yeah. DNAP, you have a chart on that? Try to find me a chart on that. I think, like, in theory, like, sure. But it's so funny because for as long as you're in crypto, it's like, it's basically the time equivalent is basically like 4 of the worst days of your life for one of the best days ever. And then it just like goes on this, like for every 3 miserable, horrific, terrible, painful, insufferable years, you get one of the most euphoric, unreal, hard to even fathom it's happening years of your life. And that is sort of like that is like the way I have it on my calendar October 5th. Where's October 5th? That sounds about right. Sure. We'll go with that. October 5th. Let's mark it. Is that true? Like bottom of the 4-year? October. Sure. There you go. God, it looks good. Yeah, you get 1 year of euphoric. Here, let's see. Of course, Bitcoin can still drop below the realized price, 53K. This was on July 15th. Why was it 53K in July 15th? No. Realized 53K like it did in every bear market bottom. But October 126K top was not the cycle top IMO. Based on yeah, get this guy out of here, by the way. This guy's pissing me off. The Pangolover. Please get him out, please. But October 126K top was not the cycle top IMO. What's good, Greg? Based on stock to flow valuation, Bitcoin can still go to 500K this cycle. What even is this? Rainbow. What is this? Missed your flight. Happens. If you're not missing at least 10% of your flights, you're wasting too much time at the airport. What is this? I've never seen this in my life. This chart. Stock to flow. Who is this? Follow him. Like clockwork. Chart guys are so funny. Like clockwork. What? What do you mean like clockwork? What is this? Like people post this like it's like he sniped this is insane. He posts this like he just sniped the chart, like he nailed the TA. Like clockwork. What am I looking at? What is this? This is terrible. Hilarious dumb price model we once looked at as gospel. He just kept changing every 3 months and blocked everyone who said that. Yeah, this is awful. But anyways, I will say this. Everything else aside, isn't that Jack Mallers? Is that Jack Mallers? On chain right now is fucking hot. I'll give you that. Imagine this Jack Mallers. What happened to Jack Mallers? What? 41 minutes ago? What? Wait. What is Jack Mallers? 41 minutes ago. 21 Capital. It's a tether-backed Bitcoin native operating company. Trading is XXI. That's a sick name. XXI is so fresh. Wait, what is it? 21 Capital. First message. Oof. 21 years in jail. Nice. Yeah, that is not great. Actually, I would say we should go short this, but I don't I don't really know. Damn, Jack Mallers too is low-key that guy. Like I like him. Standing ovation at Bitcoin conference 2021. Wow. Where did I just find that tweet from?
Have decided to step down as the CEO.
He does look like young prodigy, bro. It's like he's like the Lamine Yamal of Bitcoin.
Of 21 Capital. I wanted to tell you that myself in my own words because you deserve to hear it from me directly. When I helped start 21,
the empty closet thing is so eerie. He's getting evicted too.
I thought we had an opportunity to build something very specific. Not only a company built on Bitcoin, not only a company built with Bitcoin on its balance sheet, but also a company with Bitcoin businesses producing cash flow built alongside of it. That was the vision that I believed in. That is still the vision that I believe in. However, over time,
had to move the chrome out of the shop.
It became clear that the board and I did not agree on the path toward building for that vision. Not in bad faith, not because anyone was wrong. The people involved in 21 are immensely talented and committed to what they
All right, we're not going to watch this.
But sometimes people can look at the same. Hey, everyone.
Okay. He's 31. Yeah, that's crazy. I did not So I said it wasn't easy to sit with right when the experience brought tremendous clarity about who I am and what I want to build. My life's work remains Bitcoin. My Bitcoin company is Strike. The work continues. Okay. Basically, the only DAT that is still around is Michael Saylor. He's the last one standing, if I'm not mistaken. David Bailey, is he still going? No, I think he's done. I think they returned some money. No, he's still going. Okay, the people that are still going is Tom Lee, who, by the way, there's a non-zero chance that Tom Lee pulls this fucking thing off. BMNR. There's a non-zero chance that Tom Lee gets the bailout of the century. Okay, there's Tom Lee, there's Saylor, there is Kyle Samani, there is Per, Hyperliquid Strategies. This looks worse than Hyperliquid, right? This is down 30. Ugh, really? It's down 40% versus 18. There's Per. There is Sailor BMNR, Per, Kyle Samani. David Bailey, I guess, is still going. Jayla, thanks for the gifted 20 months. And I think that's it. I think that's it. I think that's it. Is that it? Huh, that feels like it's it. Anyways, the DAT thing is one of the worst experiments ever. I think that's it in crypto. And I had this conversation yesterday with Malcolm. He asked me, he said, why do you think Bitcoin's going up? And, one of the reasons, theoretically, it could be going up right now after having been left out of one of the greatest years of price action and anything. I mean, I don't know. One of the best years of price action in anything is, I think we're done with the DAT shakeout. Like, my favorite analogy ever was like you pulled all of this artificial manufactured buy pressure that would not have bought or would have bought later forward right now to get this blow off top to 126, which, by the way, was a weak ass blow off the top, just for the record. Terrible blow off the top. You get this manufactured blow off the top, and then it's like there's nothing left. It's like if you were to stay up 15 days in a row, just like doing drugs, doing more drugs, and then you're really, really tired, then you do more drugs. Eventually you just like hit the crash, and then you got nothing in the tank for like 20 days. And Rand, thanks for the raid. And that's basically what I feel like happened to Bitcoin in a lot of ways. And they're mostly done. Unless you think Saylor is going to fuck around and like implode here, which it's feeling like is going to take a long time for that to happen. It's mostly done, I think. Like, the guys that were going to sell have mostly sold on the DAT side. And so it makes it interesting. Like, doesn't ETH work the best for this business model since you can stake it and make money even when it's down? It's mostly done, I think. Yes, like, the guys that were going to sell, but that would assume people want to buy, and so like it makes it interesting. Like, you could stake anything to make more of it, but if there's no one that wants to buy the actual make money, even underlying asset, then you have like a little bit of a fundamental like, but that would fundamental problem. People want to buy, and so like you have a little bit of a the Twitter autoplay thing is so annoying. I know you have a little bit of a fundamental problem. So, all right, I know I wanted to talk about Chinese AI, but I'm not sure that I'm going to get there before we get through a few of these topics. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about Pump Fund, but I'm going to spend a couple minutes talking about Pump Fund. Okay, why I think on-chain is in a very interesting spot. By the way, I'm going to do a trenching stream. Yeah, I'm going to do a trenching stream. I don't know when, but we're gonna do a meme scope stream. Yeah. I'm gonna need some practice. I haven't bought a low cap in a long time. I think we're gonna do it at some point. Maybe me and King Cup are gonna pop out and make it happen. But okay, interesting tweet here. Wait, did the guy we asked say yes? Who did we ask? Oh, no, I didn't ask him yet. Rowdy. I could do Rowdy. All right, so people are debating about Pump Fun. Yeah, I could do it with Rowdy. I personally wanted to rock with the Duve, but if you really think Rowdy, we could do Rowdy. There's some back and forth about this Pump Fun revenue, which is obviously a very debated topic here. But I think it's one of my favorite tweets, and some kind of funny. The facilitation of meme coin trading. It's one of the most consistent businesses in crypto for 5+ years now, but nobody wants to believe it. And so I took another look under the hood. Pump Fun revenue, which you know I'm obsessed with this coin right now. Deeply obsessed with this coin right now. And yesterday they bought back $490,000 worth of pump, which would mean that they did $980 million of revenue yesterday on the pump token. And I was looking at recent days. So they bought back 490. Day before 430, 430, 400, 430, 435, 430, 380, 290, 300, 360, 460, 450, 585. And so it's the most they've bought back since July 7th, which was like peak Ansem coin, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? Yeah, I think it was peak Ansem coin. July 7th was peak Ansem coin. And so even though there's all this activity happening on Robinhood, and I'll be completely honest, I'm not really trading Robinhood coins right now, but I am paying attention. There's a couple things on Solana that are popping, and this pump number, bro, it just goes up. It just goes up. I don't know what to say. Every day passes, Pump Fund made $1 million. Worst day ever, Pump Fund made $1 million. Solana down 10%, Pump Fund made $1 million. Like it actually just does not matter. Pump Fund figures out a way to make $1 million every single day. I saw this as well. Update on Pump Investor and Team wallets that got airdropped tokens. Out of the 79 wallets, 5 have sold tokens in the last 4 days. Total pump sold 500 million tokens, $1 million. Out of 79 wallets that got tokens. Interestingly, a few wallets have actually increased their position since the 16th of July. 93.4% of airdrop tokens have not been sold. Very impressive conviction. That's hyperliquid numbers. What's the reason to buy and hold the token, though? There are no fee discounts. No, but then we get stuck in this, like, what's the reason to buy and hold any token, I guess? What's the point of buying and holding hyperliquid token as well? It's like, because the team has decided it matters. Because for hype, you have fee discounts. Is that true? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Fee discounts. What? Really? I've done like $100 million of volume in hyperliquid. Really? I've never heard anyone say that before, ever. What? What? But that's not what people are not buying that. That's not what people are buying hyperliquid. Let's be so for real though. You're not buying for fee discount. Are you? It's like when you learn about cashback on credit cards. Yeah, I just use a debit card everywhere. I've never heard. Is that really a thing? Really? Fees are based on 14-day rolling. Your 14-day volume and are assessed to the end of each day in UTC. Sub account volume counts are the end of master account. Sub account same for your tier. This is just if you've done more volume, right? Like 14-day weighted volume, 5 mil. It changes. Scroll lower. Staking tiers. If you stake 500,000 hype, you get a 40% trading fee discount. 500, 1, 2, 3 times 62 is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That's $31 million. I've done $50 million of hyperliquid volume in the last like 6 months. Like $10 million of volume a month, I think. What is the fee on that? No, I'm not moving hundreds of millions of volume. I do a lot of volume, but not like insane compared to what some of these people do. Wow, I did not know this was the thing. 100,000. I mean, this is free. 10 hype for 5% off. That's super free. $600. That's like the most free thing ever. Bro, that bong short would have printed. Man, you want to know the most tilting trade? Dude, this trade made me. Oh my God. Hold on. While we're at it, market opens really soon. We got to go over pre-market too. This trade, man. Oh, look at this. Crazy. I lost money on this. 45% a straight line. Insane. I lost money on this trade. Like it. I actually do not have the words to tell you how fucking tilted I was. I lost money on this trade. This. Oh my God. This bonk. Man, that. Oh God. I actually do not have the words for this. I do not have the words. That and AMC. I just do not have the words. Really, I don't. Trading is so funny because it's such a game of margins that like the difference between like clicking buy sell or doing something like 1 minute late or with like one more inkling of conviction, it's just like it makes the difference. The fact that I lost money on bonk, 50% of my position on bonk is like the most it's probably the most annoyed I've ever been ever on a trade, at least this year, on a trade this year. All right. I'm gonna read you one tweet and then we're gonna do pre-market and we're gonna fucking rip into stocks. That's gonna be a lot of the crypto for today. Sol is still down 75% from all-time highs. Bitcoin's down 50% from the highs. We have way better mobile and consumer UX experience for trading this cycle. Way better. Cross-chain and easy to onboard with zero crypto experience. Way better. More qualified builders aligning token equity for diversified sector exposure, plus interest of institutions picking up with RWA narratives, Clarity Act interests, and serious tech companies like Stripe and Robinhood adding their names to the ring. People realizing how much you can make in a short amount of time trading because of AI stock performance past few years and existing proof of concept in crypto, specifically with people making a lot off memes the past couple of cycles, with some hitting 80 billion plus market cap starting from zero. With the current most popular memes like Ansem still trading sub 100 mil circulating market cap. Inference sentiment is in place for crypto to have the most retail participation it's ever had. Combination of serious narratives around trading perps on established companies to the degen startup of trading meme coins and microcaps. Both will attract speculators in droves, especially if teams execute well in their mobile app plans, which are bringing a lot of net new users that previously found it hard to get onboarded and trade crypto. The one thing I'll say is I wonder how much of an impact or how much volume and like total market cap accumulation Robinhood's UI UX is responsible for. I would imagine it is like some trillions. Like how much of stock market growth is due to the success of Robinhood and how easy that app is, UI UX, how easy it is to get onboarded, how easy it is to just like plow money into stocks. I would imagine it's played a significant role. Crypto has never had that. Crypto has never really had that. It definitely does now. It definitely does now. It's pretty cool to see it. Anyways, we got to do a complete 180. We got to talk about stocks. It's better that we have more to talk about than less. I'll tell you that. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitter and you would like to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. Also, I think the YouTube chat is like kind of nuked right now. I'm not sure why. But YouTube gang, you know I don't read them anyways. Let's just like keep it. Let's just be so for real. You know I don't read it anyways. I'm going to get up real quick. When I come back, we are going to get into what is definitely an important stock market open. I will be back in 30. Damn, the problem with the lighting though is it's so like it's like bipolar. We're gonna have to fix it, but it's good for today. I feel so much better. All right, let's
Mr.
go.
Chris.
We got
So,
welcome to the stream.
happening.
Dude, the Twitter auto thing is gonna fucking. All right. Damn, the problem with the lighting though is it's this thing is gonna fucking piss me off. This thing is really gonna piss me off. All right, let me make this tweet real quick. Market open in T2 minutes. Join now. Twitch.tv/threadguy. All right. If you like to chat and you're on YouTube or Twitter, twitch.tv/threadguy. And we have stock market open in 1 minute and 30 seconds. I think it's going to be a good one. Yesterday was really like just slow. Not that much happened. Really not that much went on yesterday. Today, I think it's gonna be a pretty big one. We have a couple stories. Obviously, what happens to memory and the semis trade, which had a sick pre-market. DRAM is up 7.5%. I sold out of this. I don't have it anymore. But I know DNAP does. DRAM's up 7.5%. The mags are basically flat. Soxol's up 15% in the pre. Some of our like big memory names, Shaw's, I fucking hate this coin's up 3%. Where's Micron? Micron's up like 7. AMD's up 5. Marvell is up 5. Like there's some pretty good price action happening right now. At the same time, we have Brent oil at the highest price it's been since like early June. Brent oil is 88.6 right now, which is kind of terrifying. At the same time, crypto is very green, and at the same time, bond yields are like low key looking pretty good as well. 2 years at 0.6, 30 years at 0.25. Yield, everything's like fucking green today. It's scary. Everything like moves in unison. It's scary. So, anyways, market opens in 5 seconds. As always, stock market open is powered by Phantom because anything you want to trade, crypto, perps, stocks, stable coins, whatever it is, Phantom has it. Stock market is officially open. Let us fucking go. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Big open. DRAM opens up 8%, and that fucking thing is green on open. Man, did Gavin Baker really do it? There's a non-zero chance Gavin Baker, Dan Loeb, Bill Ackman, and the Avengers came out at the exact same time at $51.85, called the bottom on DRAM, and are going to be responsible for this thing ripping back. DRAM is up 7.6%, 57.12 right now. The mags are basically flat, 67 even. The IGV, excuse me, which is the worst coin of all time, that is down 1%. The Soxol daily semi bull 3x leverage ETF. Nick's post about this was really good today. I'll watch this relatively soon. That is up 15% on the open. The IBB that's down 0.3. The SOX, the non-triple leverage, that's up 5%. Qs are at 705. Red candle on the open, but they're up 1.3. SPY is up 0.5% on the open. The Russell's up 0.7. Kospi last trading session is up 3.5. Pretty nice green day there. NASDAQ red candle off the open as we're 1 minute in. That is up 1.62%. The Dow is up 0.5%. Crypto, where are you on the open? Definitely falling on the open. Nothing crazy here. Bitcoin 66.4 looks good. Pump Fund 1970. Lighters up 8. Everything red on the crypto open, but very green on the day. Brent 88.8 and WTI on Hyperliquid. Wow, this thing's done WTI's done $250 million 24-hour volume. Highest price since June 13th. It's 84.8. There's 160 mil of open interest. Also, if you're on YouTube or Twitter for market open, you'd like to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. Palantir, nasty candle. This thing has really been struggling. Is anyone in Palantir? It's an emit favorite right here. This thing does not look good. I'm sorry. Does not look good. It's down 2% as we are 2 minutes in to the open. All right, biggest gainers, biggest losers. SanDisk, red candle on the open. Going back to pre-market lows, that's up 8%. Micron, really green on open. That's 930, and that is good to see. That is up 7.3%. ADR, SK Hynix is up 7.5%. AOSL, it's up 7. The D-Gill stock. Bloom Energy is definitively above 200, but candling red on the open. That is up 6.5%. Marvell, that is also up 6.2%. What is the Jensen line? If I'm not mistaken, the Jensen line is 220. Yeah. Let's go like this. I'm scared to look at Shaw's. I'm wasting time. 220 is the Jensen. Marvell is a $1 trillion company line, and we are potentially approaching that again. 206. Intel, that is up 6%. Intel earnings are on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Thursday. And then Google earnings are tomorrow. And then IBKR earnings are today. Yep. Market close today on IBKR. Somebody sent me Flood's wallet. Cerebras, that's up 5. Really strong candle on the open. Dell is up 5. ARM is up 4.5. Nokia is up 4.2. AMD, really strong. It's 530. That's up 5%. ASTS space stock. It's up 3.5. Shaw's 3.6. I gotta just sell this thing, I think. This is Flood's wallet. Thank you. Let's see. Peak. This thing was worth 2.1 million. Is now up to 1.7. It was 2.1 at the peak. Still short Cash Cat. Yeah, still short everything. We'll come back to the Flood wallet at some point there. Yeah, I gotta sell this. I think I gotta sell this coin, man. This thing sucks. It does feel like a little bit bottomed out, where it has kind of just. It's kind of just like try to lose this level a bunch of times, and it's not. But we'll check it on the NeoClouds in a second. ASML's up 3. Redwire's up 1.5. Broadcom 386, but losing it on open. That is up 2.5%. Firefly, it's up 0.6. Nvidia, it's weak when NeoClouds are all green, though. I agree. Nvidia 206. It's up 1.5. Tesla green, about to break what was its pre-market high. That's up 1.35%. SpaceX. Ugh, God. We're now 5 minutes into open into our second 5-minute candle. Doodle Research, good morning. Thank you for being here. I think it's below pre-market lows, and God, this chart is bad, man. SpaceX has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 11 out of the last 12 dailies have been red. And yeah, that is a pretty horrifying chart. They have earnings pretty soon as well. I think August 4th. SpaceX will have their first earnings, and it is off to a rough start. Oracle, that is up 2.5%. It is equally a horrifying chart, but it's pretty green today. Cloudflare 1.1. IBM is 0.5. This thing is 215. It's crazy. I sold IBM for $300 like 2 weeks ago. Meta is down 0.19 and pretty red in the open. RoboStrategy is up 0.3. Snowflake 1.25. Apple, that is red as well, 325. That is down 0.76. Made an all-time high last week. Google back below 350. Damn, Mags has to be red, right? Google chart doesn't look too great either. Just losing this level pretty definitively. This yellow line 350 is where Warren Buffett and Berkshire bought $10 billion of their bond sale. Amazon, that's red as well, 248, down 0.5%. Microsoft down 0.6. And Adobe is green on the open, but it's down 2.5. Damn, some of these charts are horrid. Meanwhile, Bitcoin looks great. DRAM is strong, 57.3. It's up 8 full percentage points. Mags are flat. IGV is flipped green. Soxel was up 16. It's up 12 now, and the SPY is still up 0.5%. All right, God. Wow, Circle. Circle's up 11%. Is that Clarity Act for Circle? Interesting. It's at like Clarity Act passing at 43%. That feels like a fairly significant candle in Circle. What is this?
First on CNBC interview. Welcome. It's good to have you.
Should we watch it real quick?
So talk about what this milestone means for you.
Maybe it's just crypto.
Look, for a very long time, we really believed that we needed a regulatory framework.
Crypto not up that much though.
These new digital dollars, that we could build a model for fully reserved, not fractionally reserved, fully reserved dollar digital currencies. And we believe that the right way to do that was through the federal government, through federal law, and with a federal charter. There are a lot of steps along the way. We had to build a regulated digital dollar. We needed to see the Genius Act passed into law, which now stipulates that a large issuer like Circle needs to be regulated by the OCC. But establishing First National Digital Currency Bank, which is the charter name operating as Circle National Trust, establishing that bank as the first de novo digital asset bank by the OCC in American history is a very big milestone. It gives us an infrastructure role in this new digital economy. As a national trust bank, we can custody digital assets, stablecoins, other tokenized assets, and it gives us the infrastructure to manage USDC directly as the largest.
Yeah, maybe it is just, this is like a whatever video. Maybe it is just crypto, but I don't know. Pretty strong on Circle. It's the biggest gainer on some of these like consumer names. That thing is up 10%. Yeah, okay, fine. Coinbase is up 8.5 as well. 175. Coinbase up 8.5%. Nebius, that is up 7. It's been getting beat down pretty bad. Robinhood, that is up 6 as well. This fucking thing is gonna curse my bloodline. AMC. I'm not gonna see the Odyssey until it's on streaming platforms and I can watch it on Netflix or something. I'm just not gonna go. I'm not going. AMC is up 3.5. MSTR is up 3.5 as well. CoreWeave is up 4. Texas Instruments is up 3. IBKR with earnings today, that is up 2. HIMS is up 2 as well. Crazy green candle on the open. It opened at like 32. It's 33.5. Reddit is up 2. It's only 180. What's the emit buy line? The emit line? Oh, he's in 143. Nice entry. Sweet Green's up 1.3. SoFi is up 1%. Uber is flat. Visa's up 1. Roblox up 0.2. eBay is flat. GME is up 0.3. Take-Two is down 0.3. It's boring as stock. It made it. Damn, I would have. This is something I would have longed, low key. I could have been convinced to long that. I would have lost some decent coin on that. I could have been convinced to long that. Not gonna lie. StubHub is down 0.4. Almost slipped short out of anger. Everything above 0 for StubHub is a waste. What's good, Wavy? Multi-billion-dollar chip maker UTZ is up 90%. Oh, chip maker. Chip maker, like Oh, you mean like actual chips? UTZ be taken private at $14.25 per share. 91% premium paid to UTZ private. Chip valuations are really getting out of hand here. That's hilarious. That's really funny. Snap is down 0.6. Nike's down 0.85. Wendy's is flat. Ferrari's down 1%. Wow, this thing, look at this thing just get destroyed. Butterfly's down 1.2. Figma is down 3. And the Swatch Group is down 4%. All right, where are we? DRAM is holding. We're 12 minutes into the open. DRAM is holding. Mags are flat. Soxel is kind of starting to lose it. Things are weak, man. I don't know. IBB is flat. Sox is losing it. Qs are sort of losing it. Nasdaq's still up 1.6. Let's see where we are on crypto. 66.3 on Bitcoin, 1950 on Pump. Whoever's selling Pump, please stop. Please stop. Trump is back to tariff talks. Let's see. There's no way we're really doing this again, right? Donald Trump reportedly plans to impose fresh tariffs on dozens of countries as his 10% global duties prepare to end. Trump imposed a 50% tariffs on most Canadian goods, declaring that Canada has unfairly discriminated against American autos, alcohol, and dairy products. Trump should announce 100,000 tariff on podcast mics. Interesting. So we're doing tariffs again with Trump, I suppose. All right, chat. We're enough into open now that we are 15 minutes in, where we got to do a little bit of a chat survey. I need to know, what is everybody in? What do you buy? What do you hold? What have you bought? What have you sold? What do you like? What do you want to enter? What do you want to exit? What is interesting to you? What is not interesting? Rocket Lab and Palantir for now. Spot, Hype, and Pump. Where's Rocket Lab? Wow, 66 on Rocket Lab. I feel like SpaceX's inability to do anything is gonna stop Rocket Lab from doing anything as well. Want Shaw's to go up so I can ape a good robotics company that's live on Echo. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? MP. What is MP? Oh, the rare earth, Trump rare earth company. If you're buying Pump at 1.7 billion market cap, you're a dumb person. Sorry. At 2x PE. Palantir in at 994. Oh my god, what? What is that? 994. At a nasty 100x pump long at 1169. Nice. Short CXMT until IPO day. Let's see. Forgot to look at that actually for a while. CXMT. Ugh. Wow, this could have been a sick trade, huh? Could have shorted the top like wick of this thing down. Not that crazy. Down 21%. We're all trying to get out of our Shaw's position. LOL. It's the worst thing. Long Zcash into upgrade next week. I like Zcash. Still long DRAM after Friday stream. Congrats. I sold it like a little bitch, but I liked the expression. I thought it was a good trade idea. DRAM 59. I think it looks it's fine. It's fine. DRAM is fine. This is a little scary though. This Soxel. Let's see. Where's Shaw's? Yeah, this thing sucks. Trump has declared this front a new war so he can run the whole game he did. Moon or dust for me with Shaw's. Yeah, probably me too. You know, like the thing is, I don't really have anything I want to sell it for, and so I'm sort of just sitting here. People long blindly follow Ansem every time. By the way, I was shilling this before. Let's not get it twisted. I was talking about it before. What else? Been buying QBTS. Is that Quantum? What is that? Yeah, D-Wave. How is Quantum? It's crazy that quantum is down from where Trump announced the quantum fund for. So it's D-Wave, Rigetti. Look at it. It's all these stocks are down. D-Wave, Rigetti, IONQ. Or is it INFQ? Yeah, INFQ. Inflection is sus ass. They're all down. It's crazy. Galaxy Digital. They were launching Galaxy Bitcoin Quantum Readiness Initiative. No quantum computer that can break Bitcoin security, but that could change faster than expected. And Bitcoin is slow to update by design. We love Bitcoin and believe in its long-term importance to prospects who want to contribute to the work before it's urgent. It has 3 pillars: 5 million in developer grants, ongoing research, a quantum advisory council. Developer grant program funds work on quantum resistant upgrade proposals, post quantum cryptography and signature schemes for Bitcoin, wallet custodian migration tooling, and formal security audits and code review. Bitcoin security is active. It's always dependent on people showing up early to defend it. Yeah, this is cool. More people should be doing this. Everybody that has any Bitcoin exposure from these like corporate companies should be doing exactly this. My uncle gave me a piece of paper with the ticker IONQ at $5. I looked at it and never acted on it. What do you mean? Like he just like slid you like a napkin with IONQ on it? Let me see. What does that even mean? He gave you a piece of paper? Yes, that's what he did. He like called you over at like a fucking family reunion and just like handed you a like a little sticky note. What the fuck? His uncle's going to jail. Come on, bro. That's insane. No words at all, just IONQ on a napkin. I know, does that mean long, short? What does that mean? What would I have done with that information? Tuxedo today? No, it's not a tux. GM, Gaia. My uncle gave me a $20 Kohl's gift card. All right, where are we? We can check in on our favorite traders too as well. DRAM holding up nice. Soxel is not. I think it's really like Micron is carrying, right? Yeah. SanDisk is carrying. Uncle, I'm aspiring to be. Shout out from Brazil. Shout out to you. Where's BTC? 66.5. Man, how fucking about it? How about it? What do you think I injective? Come back to me on that. I don't think about it at all, but I'm down to think a little bit. How about it, man? Stop selling pump. Stop selling pump. Stop selling pump. Stop selling pump. This, we as it relates to BTC, you get to a point here where it's like, let me see. He tweeted it pretty good. Yeah, this is the part where people start getting anxious if they're sidelined. I don't think yet. But I mean, chart looks pretty nuts. We are now 20 minutes into the open. These are the charts. Like Bitcoin DRAM is an interesting chart. DRAM's going up today, but this is interesting. And then I think BTC, like, let's see, like BTC NQ looks pretty good as well. Maybe bottomed in like the beginning of June. And then BTC, like I don't know, what about IGV? BTC IGV doesn't look as good as it should. BTC SPX. They all kind of look the same as the Bitcoin chart, really. But they sort of put in this like double, like, look, this thing inversed. Invert scale. Like that looks like it's gonna drill, doesn't it? The inverted here. The inverted looks like it's about to drill, bro. You know? Like, look at this. That looks like it's gonna fucking drill. And so I don't know. We'll see what happens here, but it is it feels good right now to be a crypto idiot because it's just strong, man. It's just fucking strong. Stop selling pump. 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 It's just strong right now. By the way, I do have some FOMO. I think you start getting in the high 60 range on this thing. Like, where am I a bidder? Probably relatively soon, man. I don't know. I'm probably a bidder above 67. Like, am I taking a shot at it above 67? You could wait to get through 75, but like, I don't know. It feels like a reasonable time to take a shot. Like, by the way, upcoming streams. I'm interviewing Vlad from Lighter tomorrow off stream. I'm gonna clip it up nice. You're only gonna have to watch the clips. I'm interviewing Ansem on Tuesday on stream, and then maybe we could do like a Trader Main stream relatively soon and talk charts. But all right, we still got to do like 10 more minutes of open. So let's see where else. TG new segment song ratings. Hardy Carpio best life. Vlad don't get to talk live. Nah, coin join. What's oh, that's really funny. Also bring Mando. Yeah, I miss Mando. DRM still up 8. Yeah, DRM is strong. I think that by the way, I think that's good for BTC. It showed some no fuck Mando. When is Rhino coming on? I don't know. It showed some like relative strengths when these assets were going down, but you would rather them go up, I think, or at least chop up. Let's check in on some of our favorite traders. Let's go. What do we got? Hyperdash. Where's Loracle? Loracle's back green. Plus 300K P&L. All-time high was 42 mil. Long Zcash, long Sol, long Hype, long Near, long Ovid, long everything. Long SK Hynix, long Monero, Aster, Plasma, and short Crude. And what about Garrett Bullish? Is this one Garrett? Yes, it is. He's long. Damn, is Bitcoin long? He's climbing out of the hole on Bitcoin. This was minus 20 mil not that long ago. It's now minus 11 mil. His Zcash short is minus 3 mil, respectively. Damn, he was down $20 million on that Bitcoin long. It's now only 11. It's now only 11, I say. Wow. DNAP, send me ETF inflows. Send me ETF inflows. VVV back over 13. Okay. Let's check this real quick. My uncle sent me a piece of paper that said oil at $65. We bombed Iran the next day. That's fucked up, man. It's not funny. Wow. Okay, look. ETF inflows. It was plus 200 mil, plus 260, plus 21, minus 85, minus 95, plus 90, minus 424 million on July 13th. I don't know what happened that day. But then we have plus 181, plus 107, plus 80, plus 132, plus 226. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Interesting. Look at it go, man. Man, oh man. It just wouldn't take that much, dude. There's somebody. It just wouldn't take that much. It wouldn't. It would not take that much. 66,700 on BTC. 1944 on pump. Today's PA feels like it's going to be a positive as well on ETF inflows. Stretch is 89 now, which is nice as well. You still in that sold position? No, I sold it to buy pump. This thing's not moving. I think Sol looks decent, but it's doing nothing. And then the one other asset I'm interested in longing is this. Is JLED here? This is copper. And I think copper looks insane. Look at this. 1 attempt, attempt 2, attempt 3, attempt 4, attempt 5. and then attempt 6. I think on attempt 6, you gotta just give it you gotta give it a go. You gotta give that fucking thing a whirl and just see what happens. And it either goes for it or it doesn't. If it does, Jayla, aren't you a copper guy? I know. What's TP for copper? I don't even know. You gotta be a crackhead talking about copper. I know. I talk about this coin a lot, but I like it. I don't know what to tell you. I like it. 66,715, man. I feel like this stream has collectively been so wow. 66.8. I feel like the stream has collectively been burned by copper so many times. It's like I feel bad even bringing it up. It's like when Sailor rubber band knives, copper knives. All right, let's do one more scroll. Then we got to get into some topics. DRAM 57. Mags down 0.2. Soxel's now only up 10. Mags are red. Where's Shaw? 66 on the Shaws. Nice. Not bad. What that means, Nebius is probably really green. Nebius and Core Weaver are probably really green. Nebius is up 9. Bought a meme on Robinhood called, dude. Nebius up 9. AMC red. Good. Fuck that coin. Fuck AMC, bro. I'm so over this thing. And then CoreWeave is StubHub red. Thank God. CoreWeave got downgraded by somebody. CoreWeave is up 5%. And then real quick, Micron, nice, 7.5. And then yeah, mags are the only things that are red. Are you bullish Robinhood Chain? I love Robinhood Chain. I'm not really doing much over there. Look at the plasma daily. Don't do this. Is it red? I mean, come out of it, back in range. Okay, cool. We're bearish, then fake bearish. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie. I like that, like pop out of range, pop back in it. Because if I understand TA correctly, this range, pop out and then back in means bearish. You're supposed to go down, but then it fake goes down. We're back in now. This thing could go. I'm not gonna lie, but the coins that are interesting to me are VVV, the perp dexes, Zcash, and Pump. That's it. It's basically it. Everything else I think is just like distraction. What's your take on stockbrokers? Everything else is a distraction. If I'm just being like honest with you, I think everything else is a distraction. Is there really no pump beta? I mean, you could buy like, I guess you could buy pawns. I don't know anything about this really. Oh yeah, then like the memes, like Ansem and whatnot. I guess you could buy this. I don't know. How much are they making money? Are they making money? How much money are they making? View and Dune. They've done 500K revenue. Yeah, they are making a lot. I'm just like, I just look. I'm not here to like FUD your coin, okay? Maybe it's good beta. I'm just really bullish on this one coin, and I have a really good entry. I'm just like dumb bullish on it. If I'm being on, I'm just like dummy bullish. So I can't really like, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. All right, let's do some topics. Decent open, boring open, not bad. Holding on a little bit. Wait, where's SpaceX last thing? SPCX, SpaceX. Oh, I'll tell you this. SpaceX back above 135. I like it. Back above 135. I kind of like it. You could maybe get there. Above 135. That's the key level, I think, on SpaceX. But all right, we got a few topics to rip through. First of all, quick Iran update. Every time Iran kills an American soldier, they will pay for that killing many times over. This directive has been passed on to Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, Chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff Daniel Kane, and every leader in the military, President Donald J. Trump. Today at 4 p.m. ET, U.S. forces begin a new round of strikes against Iran at the commander-in-chief's direction. The strikes are designed to further degrade Iranian military capabilities to attack commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, followed by Houthi forces are reportedly issuing warnings on open maritime frequencies near Yemen, and the other strait is closed to Saudi shipping. So war is still going on. There's escalations everywhere, and oil is actually fairly high right now. Fairly high, but unspeculatable. Like, it's crazy, right? Everything's green today. Bitcoin's green, memory is green, oil is green, rates are green, metals are green. How does that work? Unclear, but it does in fact work. Wow, I can't keep my eyes off this Bitcoin chart, dude. I just want to look at it. Also, this is not good. Weak charts, man. Weak charts. I'm sorry, it's weak. And then you have this fucking thing. Can I scroll I gotta scroll CT real quick. Is anyone posting? Is anyone posting anything? How about more cash than their total market cap, by the way? If anyone's curious. Next up, 72. First message. Nice first message. Yeah. Nothing. It's like my feed is silent. It's wow. Rhino got clipped out. He said he closed it like super early. Besson says, I saw this. Besson said the U.S. will carefully examine open source AI models created overseas, including those from China, and take action on any evidence of intellectual property theft from U.S. companies. You know what's funny is, like, on IP theft, meanwhile, LLMs are built to stealing, IP from everything ever written on the internet ever. Like, that's how LLMs are created. It is sort of ironic. The U.S. is home for this. Besson said on Fox Business, the administration supports open source models, but we do not support its IP theft. AI is like literally IP theft. That's like what it is. If we see, especially that overseas models are stealing from our great companies, we have the ability to sanction them on this theft. The administration is finding watermarks of American LLMs on many Chinese models, and that's unacceptable. So we're going to be looking for that in the coming days and weeks. Why is Besant commenting on this? Because there's nobody competent in US AI anymore. Yeah. It's Howard Lutnick and Scott Besant, and Besant's better, I think. Wow. 66.8. Dude, I actually have FOMO now. Fuck my life. Meanwhile, CT is silent. Oh my God, guys. And this is just going down. Look at this. Do you not have spot? No, I have no spot. Look at this. Everything's just going down. Soxel, red candles. DRAM, red candles. If DRAM, by the way, gets back to 53, 52, it's going to get ugly. Q is red. NASDAQ, red candles. The Dow's green, but who cares? Wow. No, I don't have Bitcoin, bro. I sold. You want to know what I did with my Bitcoin? I'll tell you what I did. I'm not ashamed of it either. I'm not ashamed of it. To be fair, my entry was like 85. I sold BTC, a ton of it to pay taxes. And then the rest of it, I sold to buy AMC at $2 before it went to $3, and then they rugged me. And then I sold the AMC to buy Shaw's. And so my Bitcoin is now Shaw's, which is down 20%. No, I have none. I don't have any Bitcoin. None. And I got FOMO. I have crazy FOMO. It was a good trade. By the way, it was a good trade. A giga outperformed. But now that it's at buy back the 10 Bitcoin, bro, I can't. Well, it's a lot cheaper. Now that it I giga outperformed. But yeah, I mean, look at this. How come we didn't deploy some into Bitcoin at 59K? I don't know. Did you? Because it looked like it was going to 40K. I don't know. Does it look like it was going to 20K? Where are you a buyer? It looked like it was going to 0, man, during the generational bull market in stocks. That's at 48K again. Yeah, sure. If you give me 48K, I'll buy a little. I mean, it's still. I mean, look, we're up. How much from the lows? We're up like. We're up 15% from the lows. Like, I'm not too. We're up 15% from the lows since July, and then Pump Fund, since I bought it 5 days ago, is up like 15%, and so it still hasn't exactly like moved anything crazy yet, but we could maybe get there. All right, let's check in on where we are at with Chinese AI. This is going to be one of the most important topics over the coming months. It's not going away, and we might as well get like really articulate as to what is going on. So this headline came out from Andrew Curran, who's kind of the GOAT right now. You should have noties on for him. I only have noties on for a few people. But we've obviously followed what happened with Kimmy and the fear that has been striked into America on the AI side, into OpenAI and Anthropic on what is going to happen to the economics of their IPOs. We had Dean Ball from OpenAI come out and basically request regulation and the Trump admin to step in and stop these Chinese companies from existing. And immediately after that, you get a headline: the Trump administration is considering an executive order and other means to ban Chinese open source models within the United States. Kimi K3 has reignited this debate, reported this morning by Axios. Commerce is also considering adding Chinese AI labs to the entity list. Behind the scenes, the Commerce Department last year considered adding multiple Chinese labs to its entity list, which would effectively cut off U.S. access without a license. A source close to the administration told Axios, real quick, INTC layoffs. Does it move on that? Does it pump on that? Wow, it's only $100. No, it does not pump on that. Wow, it goes down on that. Interesting headline. Down on that, really. DRAM going for it. Oh, boy. Oh, man. The National Security Agency White House Office of the National Cyber Director also considered putting out an advisory on Chinese AI lab threats last year, practically discouraging U.S. companies from using their tech. The White House, by the way, this didn't matter that much last year because they were so far behind, right? It's like, okay, cool, you can't use Chinese open source models, and it's like, oh, now it's like it matters. They're better. The White House considered implementing if they could only host Chinese models, they could guarantee security and take liability if it were breached. Commerce last summer also circulated draft rules within the administration leveraging its authorities to secure domestic supply chains to target Chinese open source models, another close source to the administration said. And so here's basically where we're at if this happens, if this is to go through. If U.S. companies have to spend $30 per output and China spends $3, which economy will end up with more output and better margins? Both outcomes point towards deteriorating leadership. And so maybe in the short term, you can protect the interests of your duopoly, OpenAI and Anthropic, protect their margins, protect their revenue, protect their IPO. You can maybe prop it up short term. But if this really is the case that China can build frontier AI, for a 1/10 of the cost, and the US goes ahead and wants to ban this shit, it is going to be, I think, disastrous to our economy. So Chamath quote tweets the same thing and says the leading AI has already forked into two options. A, closed source American that costs $26 to $56 per million tokens. B, open weight Chinese that costs 50 cents to $1 per million tokens. If you force American companies to spend 50 to 100x more than their competitors abroad, here's what will happen. American companies spending 50 to 100x will at some point be financially impaired and the stock market will crater. This is the equivalent of the US government saying we can only buy oil at $800 a barrel even when the free market sells the same oil for $80 a barrel. In the short term, the revenues of the closed American labs may remain high, but then their revenue will also crater because their customers in the US will be impaired and their customers abroad will have already flipped to cheaper solutions. This would be terribly self-defeating form of intervention if it were to happen. This is a big deal if this happens. There's going to be there's a crazy trade to be made as well. I talked about this at the beginning of stream. If you get the headline that US is banning Chinese AI, there's a massive like kingmaker type of trade to be had. And so then there's this quote tweet from this Sophia Kai, Politico West Wing playbook author covering the White House and FIFA, global reporter, defender of New Jersey. And so she says, there was a brief discussion about this recently, but the Commerce Department is not moving forward on banning Chinese models at this time, per a person familiar. And so it seems as if nobody really knows what's going to happen. Okay. You have crazy narrative violation. Nobody really knows if it's going to happen. You have the US convinced for the most part that China is fully just like distilling US models. You have a lot of smart people flipping and saying, maybe they're not just distilling. They're winning in video. They're winning in robotics. What's to say that they can't win in LLMs as well? Maybe they're not just distilling. And then at the same time, you have this like mass investment spend increase from China. Like part of the whole bit is that China has seemingly gotten to our bleeding level of intelligence with Kimi and like these other open source by spending like significantly less on build out. And then all of a sudden we are seeing China like go really hard on build out. And so one of the announcements that came out is that Zipoo, which we know about, which is on Hyperliquid, creators of GLM, just bought a massive data center online. They officially started operating a 1 gigawatt data center containing only Chinese-made chips to train the next GLM models without the need for NVIDIA chips. Big deal. Okay. And on the news, Zipoo, now look, it sort of gotten cratered. I think because of Kimi. I don't exactly know. It got crushed, been down only. I think because of Kimi, maybe the threats of the ban from the US, whatever it is. But on these announcements, up 33%. 33% for Zipoo on the announcement that they're building out massive energy capacity to support the AI build out. And at the same time, the semi-analysis, Dylan Patel post came out and they cut open this Kirin 9030, which is like a Chinese GPU chip. And they're saying it's 10% better than Intel. 10%. And so even if we get to a point where Trump like never allows NVIDIA to sell to China and we essentially cut them off like entirely and want nothing to do with China and helping China build out their AI stack, they're kind of already doing it. They're already doing it. They allegedly trained Kimmy without NVIDIA GPUs. They're building these Kirin 9030s that are, you know, better than what Intel has. And they're building out these like massive data center energy capabilities as well, ripping their stocks. And so basically, if this happens, if Trump comes out and says, you know, we're slapping some sort of executive order to ban open source Chinese models, there's a pretty big trade to make. Now, the obvious one that comes to your head is like, okay, short open source China, short Zipu, short Minimax, short Baba. But the problem is, I think you have the oil outcome where Brent oil has never gotten as high as it was on day one of the war, and we're in month 5. You probably price in max fear and you get like minus 50% candles instantly. There's no trade to be had there. Like, you're just like not going to get there in time. You're going to be late. You're not going to get there in time. And so the real trade is going to be like, what is the second order effect? And I'm going to be honest, guys, I don't really have a great expression of this. Like, what is the second order long effect of what's good, Falcon? What is the second order long effect of Trump banning China open source? You can't buy Anthropic. You can't buy OpenAI. And so what do you buy? I don't really know. People have been trying to convince me to buy Tau. I think that is asinine. I think that is insane. I think you are insane to think that it probably is going to go up, but I don't think it's the best expression at all. And then you could say, okay, thanks. Long China tech ETF. But like, no, China tech ETF is going to get crushed. Right? China ETF is going to get crushed because American buyers are going to be out. Completely out. They're going to get crushed. Speculative value is going to get compressed. Charlie, what's good? And so I don't know what you do there. Hard to buy anything China. And so I think you would rather buy US tech or short US tech. I'm not sure it's like good for NVIDIA or like any of the CapEx beneficiaries in the US. I don't really know what the trade is, but it's going to be this long Rosetta Stone, we move into China. It's going to be this like watershed moment, just like it was when they restricted Fable. Nebius 202, nice. It's going to be a watershed moment. There's a reasonable chance it happens, and this is one of those like sub 5% Chris Camillo type of things that we got to be ready for if it comes. All right, let's check it on the market, then we're going to watch some all-in clips. It's a couple all-in clips. Probably short NeoClouds. Why? Because I can't give rent compute to China. All right. Dirham's still up 7. Weak though, man. Soxo's up 11. Sox is up 4. Q is 1.2. A couple green candles across the board. SPY's up 0.55. They're getting bid on capacity to host Chinese models. That's a good trade then. So what? Nebius? Does it what benefits? Does anything benefit? Is there anything that's like a long? Longs are way more fun. Bitcoin, look at this thing. I like that then. Short, like Nebius or CoreWeave. Closed models benefit. Open compute providers get hurt. That's an interesting one. Pump Fund 1953. They stopped selling. Thank you. Please don't do it anymore. Where's copper? Nice. Bloom Energy, nice. 217, ripping it. Micron, Shaw's, nice. All right, let's do a little all in. You know I like watching all in. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitter, you want to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. Let's watch a little all in. Couple clips. What we got? We got like 4 or 5. Start with J. Kell's Apple thesis. He gets laughed at.
I think Apple.
Let me turn my headphones on. I like the Apple thesis. We've been talking about Apple for a long time.
Is a screaming buy right now, and I think Apple is a screaming buy right now, and there's not financial advice.
Yeah, at all-time highs.
But my lord, that company could just run the table on AI if they get this right. All right.
Apple?
Yes. Because they're going to make
gotta
such
just
a
let him
fortune.
move on. You got to just let him move on,
Let me
Sachs.
explain. It's just like the iPhone. Everybody laughed at the iPhone. People overpaid.
really
for
didn't.
that.
Nobody laughed at it. They did not.
Really
They did not
didn't.
When the
laugh at
first
the
iPhone came out, many people
Not
laughed
true.
at it.
Steve
No,
Ballmer did. That was it.
That's
Not
true. Steve
true.
Ballmer was the big one. I can still hear him laughing. No, if you think about how they make money off of
I think he's
hardware, off
right.
of their devices, they will put so much downward pressure on Claude and OpenAI by just putting local models and supporting them with this memory architecture. It's going to be wild when people have unlimited tokens on their desktop. I think Apple is a screaming buy right now.
Does anyone here hold Apple? Is it just Tulip King and Greg? Tulip King and Greg only? He's everything the new chip. Okay. It's all in number one. Your biggest position, nice. All in number two.
Tweeted that Anthropic is running a sophisticated regulatory capture strategy based on fear mongering. And
Crazy that this is how this is played out, by the way. This was not, when he said this at first, it was not really like consensus.
everyone kind of went crazy over this. This was, again, like a very hot take or spicy take at the time. Back then, people thought that I was beating up on a little startup. Now I think everyone can kind of see the truth, which is, look, this is not a little startup. They already have $1 trillion market cap valuation. Gavin Baker thinks it'll be at $3 trillion after the IPO. This is actually one of the biggest of the big tech companies, and they are, I think, by pretty much every criteria, including revenue, the leading AI company.
At that time, they were at 5 bill ARR. Is crazy.
So I think people can see now that they have enormous resources, and they're putting those resources behind an effort to, like Chamath, you said, pull up the ladder. And it's classic regulatory capture. And there was an article in Politico just the other day. It's called Inside Anthropic's State-by-State Plan to Ratchet Up AI Rules. And what it says is, quote, AI giant Anthropic is pursuing a strategy of one-upmanship that encourages states to impose increasingly tougher AI guardrails rather than align around a single set of regulations. So the basic idea is that they get a set of regulations passed in one state, like California's SB 53, and that was then supposed to be the model, at least for all the blue states. But then with each new state, they actually make the regulations more and more strict, more and more all-encompassing. So there's not actually a stable equilibrium. What they're trying to do is drive each incremental state to more and more regulations. And so this is actually an article explaining that they're doing the opposite of trying to create what we wanted, which was a single national framework. They actually want the patchwork because they're using, again, the pressure they're creating at the state level to impose more and more regulations. And again, what I said last year was that Anthropic was principally responsible for the state regulatory frenzy that is damaging the startup ecosystem. Again, everyone went crazy at the time. I think now there's plenty of evidence showing that this is their agenda. And
by the way, they're going to win that because states have great sovereignty rights. And like we're seeing with self-driving, the states are going to decide. It's not going to be a federal mandate. The states get to decide just the nature of the US.
Look, the reason why
they're going to win on that in a couple of states, right, Zach?
They've won in a bunch of states. They already won in California and Illinois and New York. And I mean, they're winning in all the blue states and maybe even some red states. But look, ultimately, the reason why Anthropic's arguments are finding purchase is because when you go to the government and say, please regulate me, you should have more power. There's hardly anyone in government who will ever say, oh, no, we're not qualified. Like, we don't want that
less
power.
Government.
Yeah, there are very few people who are principled that way. And most people in the government will say, thank you very much. What else can we take? And this is the mistake that I think a lot of people in the tech industry are making is they think that they can just buy off politicians or the political system by making concessions. No, that will just lead to a ratcheting up of the pressure. The government will be happy to take this. And
I thought it was 30 billion. Wasn't it 30 billion yesterday? What the fuck? Baba owns 30%, right? Wow. 30 bill for venture round, 50 for IPO. Wow.
and then come back for more and more and more until it's fully under government control. So at some point, I think these companies are going to have to grow a spine and fight and decide where they're willing to draw a line. And if Demis's SRO is the line, if they're saying, okay, we think this is the right solution and we're going to fight here and this has to be it, and in exchange for this, we need preemption and we need other things written into law that make sure this is where the line is, then I think it can work. But I think
What about the lack of capital on chain? Generally, how much money can we mint out of thin air for all these IPOs? There's money, it's just not on chain. That's actually the problem, is that there's money, just not on chain. Okay, 2 more all-ins. Let's see. Demis on the regulation framework for AI. And then Chamath CEOs. Let's go.
and this may surprise people, but I told him that I could potentially get on board with. I talked to Demis about this, and this may surprise people, but I told him that I could potentially get on board with this. Speaking just for myself, not on behalf of anyone in the government, because I thought that an SRO, again, a self-regulatory approach, would be infinitely better than creating a new government agency that I think would rapidly become a DMV for AI. Dario calls it an FAA for AI. The government does not have the expertise to evaluate AI models. The criteria are changing too rapidly. You're going to
Dude, they got to put Sachs back in as
rapidly end up with a queue where all the models would be waiting to get tested, and it would start with a month-long delay. It would end up being many months. and we would just lose the AI race. So I think an SRO approach would be infinitely better than that if it was done right. I talked to Demis about this, and
Interesting. Okay, last all-in clip.
Many CFOs, they're often very surprised by the bill because what the AI companies have functionally set up is you have a tab, you can spend as much as you want. It's very hard for CFOs to see proactively what people are spending on. And every time they're introducing new models, the rates often go up. And so there's very misaligned incentives. So part of what we're trying to do is make it
Everyone's going to switch to China open source, bro.
easy for CFOs to see the spend, understand the spend, and control it.
Thanks, Nick. He's saying something so important there, because if your engineers are going off randomly in an unguided system and then just ripping through a million tokens at $56, what he's talking about is the eventual downstream impact to earnings. And that eventually a bunch of these public market CFOs are going to show up to Wall Street and they will have missed earnings because their OPEX at some point, if things are 21xing every few months, somebody's going to miss a quarter. I don't know who, but somebody. And it's not just going to be, I was speculating it'll be a few pennies here or there, which they'll have to say is because of token spend. He's saying it could be as much as dollars at this rate, which also could be the case. I think the point that we're all trying to make is, unless you get a control of this and you can directly say how much money you're making, this is a bridge to nowhere. It is a money-burning furnace.
Basically, every different vertical points to this idea that like people are desperately trying to figure out how to spend less on tokens. This is like the theme. How do we spend less on tokens? How do we get them for less? How do we use less? How do we spend less? We need less tokens. Less tokens. That to me is like the theme everywhere, across everything. How do we get less? Less tokens, less tokens, less tokens, less tokens. That's bad for financials of these AI labs. Anyways, AI update. Market not bad. Holding on here. Kind of a boring day in the market, but Bitcoin's maybe taking a little thunder. That's another bull case as well. Is like, if this stuff really starts just like stalling out, you're gonna look further out on the curve to where that there is some stuff that's moving. What's mags are green? What's green? Apple flipped green. Nice. Yeah, Apple and Meta flip green. Tesla's really, what happened to Tesla? Really green. Wow. Shaw's 68. Cerebras is up 11%. Look at that. SpaceX 128. Look at that. Look at that. It's a real thing for companies looking to implement at large scale, as we're putting out my companies. Just to bury these. Okay, I'll save this. It's a long one, buddy. We'll save that. They're not allowed to report the CapEx. Where are we in crypto? Pump 1955. Bitcoin 66668. Stretch is 88. Imagine Stretch started buying again. Oh my God. Alexander goods, there's no ROI in the AI, and the GDP gain is negligible. That plus overregulation AI coming for the US government. AI US stocks down only and crypto up only. I don't hate it. 78, 62 on a hype. 13 of VV. Yeah, this thing, dude, Bitcoin bid right now is nuts. It really is like real. Oh my God. This is like the worst possible thing you could read about a stock that you hold. Like the singular worst possible thing you could read about a stock you hold is that Kevin Zhu has full ported his challenge account into it. It's like the worst thing ever. Ugh. It's just like so painful, man. Like, please, dude. Please, man. And you know what's even worse about it is that he has a better entry than me. And so he could make money on this thing, flip it, and I'm still down. That's even worse. It's like, even if it theoretically goes up, he's got such a better entry than me that, like, wow, look at this thing go, though. It looks decent. Okay, general AI topic. I'm going to read you this tweet. Please sit down and really listen to what I'm about to read. At a work conference in Albuquerque, New Mexico in May, Chang wore a small pin with a red light indicating it was recording. Someone who worked at the conference eventually approached Chang and told her the device was making people uncomfortable. She found the request to stop recording triggering. Quote, "It's my thing. If I'm not attributing who said what, it's for my general knowledge." Chang has also taken to recording most of her first dates, usually with granola. She puts her phone out on the table or her chair, and then once the date is through, she has the feed automatically sent to Anthropic's Claude to report back on how she did. I'm just going to say the singular worst trend that has ever happened in tech is wearable recording devices. Do not come around me with meta glasses that are recording. Get the fuck away from me with that. I absolutely hate that. Everybody walks around with a vlog camera. Everybody walks around with glasses that are recording, pens that are recording, earbuds that are recording. I do not want to be recorded ever. It's like, you know what's going to be the single most detrimental aspect, like cause of lowering birth rate? The most detrimental cause of lowering birth rate is going to be everybody walking around with like recording glasses. Nobody wants to cold approach. Nobody wants to go talk and tell someone they're cute. No one wants to go up to anything because you're on fucking camera. You're on camera, on an Instagram story, on a live stream, on Twitch, on someone's vlog, on someone's Instagram reel, on someone's TikTok. Nobody wants to be on camera when you do something embarrassing, like semi-embarrassing. Dude, you think I'm gonna go cold approach the girl with the fucking meta glasses on? No, she's gonna die single, bro. What? Like, seriously? You think I'm gonna go ask out the girl with the meta glasses on? Are you out of your mind? Never. No, bro. She's single for the inevitable future. The fastest way to never find love and never find a partner is to walk around recording the world with meta glasses on. Like, what? What am I supposed to say to her, bro? You know how much pressure is on that? On the girl that's recording? What? It's bad, man. It is bad. I'm gonna tell you this. If I ever want, I don't care if I go on a first date with the baddest girl you've ever seen in your entire life. If she's recording our first date, there is no first date. It's over, bro. It's done. There's no date, bro. It's done. It's over. I hate this trend. Is so bad. It's like the worst trend ever. I know our group chat's gonna have a field day. Like, when did we get to the point as a society where I don't want to go out to the club and like dance and shit because I'm on someone's IG story? I don't want to be on your fucking IG story, man. I do not want to be on your Instagram story ever. I don't ever want to be on your Instagram story. It's the worst. It's everything being on camera. And look, I'm a streamer. I sit in front of a camera all day, but I don't take it outside. Okay, I don't like take it outside. I don't take it outside. Yeah, man. It's like I don't take it outside and like throw it in people's faces. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Also, this is crazy. The fact that this just happened. You'd be a good IRL streamer. Nah, I'm shy, man. I don't have the IRL like stream sauce. Yeah, imagine Dennis Rodman go to the casino in the finals in 2026. I know. It's actually a really good take. I hate recording in public. I really do. I hate being recorded in public. I'm awkward on camera. I don't like it. I don't like being on camera. I don't like other people seeing me on camera. I don't like it. And so you walk around with these meta glasses and it's just like destroying fertility rate in the US. It's destroying Mark Zuckerberg is like responsible for the decline in birth rate. It's got to be down only since he invented the meta glasses, man. It's like, it's brutal. Brutal. This happened as well, sort of relevant. US AI security chief resigns after 3 months. Chris Fall, director of the CAI SI, has resigned. His predecessor lasted 4 days. Third director search in 3 months. You think the US has the AI thing under control? What the fuck are they doing in the admin, man? You think they got it under control over there? You have confidence in our AI strategy in the White House? No, I'm gonna go with no. Do people tell you look like Aiden Ross? Yeah, I've gotten that a few times. Where is Sachs? I don't know. Also, at the same time, Anthropic
Settlement.
reached a $1.5 billion settlement in a copyright case by a group of authors who accused it of misusing their books to train Claude AI, the largest known settlement of its kind, $1.5 billion. The biggest, like the best kept secret in AI and about distilling AI is that AI was built by like distilling the internet. You know, it's like, let's train it on everything that's ever been written on the internet ever. Every book, every text, every video, every speech. Let's do that. And this is what it spits out. So, all right, a couple robotics updates. Number 1, Andrew Kang, read Ryan Watkins' new posts. Okay, let's see. I was gonna read about robotics. Is it good? Wow. What is this blue box? Oh. Always interesting consuming content from the 2021 peak and contrasting that euphoria with where we are today. Bitcoin was destined to flip gold. ETH was the future of the internet. DeFi and Web3 would imminently change the world. Few people foresaw what the next year would bring, let alone the next 4. Almost the exact opposite of what people expected to play out, save for the muddied success of Bitcoin. Today, we're at the polar opposite end of the spectrum. And it isn't just that people are pessimistic, it's that they're also being unimaginative. It's just money and speculation has become a common coping mechanism to make sense of the last 4 years. Decentralization is dead. And the end-all be-all will be the big boys from Wall Street squeezing out a few extra bips of P&L by replacing their backends with blockchains. Even the few that believe in recovery have narrow views on what this technology may ultimately be used for and its value to society. I don't remember the last time I've ever heard a bold case for DePIN, DAOs, NFTs, decentralized identity, the creator economy, or anything beyond the current things that people do in blockchains. Even blockchains apply to AI. The most imaginative technological category on the planet is met with skepticism and bitterness these days. The bull's spirit has been broken. I am uncertain of the specifics of how the next year or 4 will play out from here. I also believe that some of the things this industry was excited about in the past were genuinely bad ideas that will never come back. But I'm certain the coming years will be vastly different from the prior ones and much likely more fruitful. It's hard not to be a prisoner of the moment, let alone see what lies beyond the thick bars. But if you're ever to escape, the first step is recognizing that you're in one. Oh, that gave me chills down my spine. Wow, Ryan fucking Watkins. How about it? How about it? That's a really good post. There's a 400K welder labor shortage in the US alone, and the average welder is 55 years old. Path Robotics is training robot dogs and other general purpose robots to weld.
All right. There goes the dog.
Yeah. This is a figure or a robo-strategy company. It's slow as fuck. Like skip to midway.
Okay, so it's pretending to weld.
Why is it a dog? Like, why did it have to like trot in there? I'm like deeply unimpressed by this. Is that what? Why?
And for those of you who wondered, yeah. You had to put a little bit of eye coverage on there.
Wait, the sound of this is good. Watch.
A little bit of eye coverage on there.
Why does it walk like that?
Quite the tail on that dog. Good boy, good boy. Oh, look at that. Backing up to the charging station. That is cool.
I did see this post, by the way. It's a really good one. Lynn Alden made a good post, and she was like, calling robots retarded. Sorry. Fuck. Where is it actually? Sorry. Sorry. I haven't done it in like 3 days. Sorry. Let me see. Sorry. Where's the post? Fuck, where's the post? I guess it is. Two 20118. Oh, jeez, man.
An example I like to point out is, I mean, Roomba's been around for decades, and
This is a really good idea. Really good take.
an example I like to point out is, I mean, Roomba's been around for decades, and the company just went bankrupt. We still,
Is that true? It went bankrupt. Chat, you ever have a Roomba in your house?
I mean, to this day, robotic vacuums are not like clearly better than human vacuums. I mean, you know, obviously some cases it's convenient, other times it's like more trouble than it's worth. It's not been so obvious that it just catches on everywhere. So people are like, you know, we're X years away from just humanoid robots everywhere doing everything. It's like, let's, you know, the bellwethers, let's get the vacuum working first. That's when you know we might be starting the flywheel here, right? So there's certain kind of just canaries in the coal mine you can watch. Another one I pointed out, a bellwether I watch is these robot dogs, right? Because it's the thing about robots is it's much easier to have things in a very controlled environment. When you have a manufacturing floor, it's a very controlled environment, and there are humans on standby to help with edge cases. Whenever you're doing something out in the field, whether it's driving, right? So we've always been 2 years away from full self-driving for a decade now, even when it can work most of the time.
Full self-driving is here now. Like fully here.
I guess some would call it, because it kind of has to work all the time for it to be economically and kind of politically viable. And same thing with, like, you know, okay, what is the last thing that a robot can do? Well, drive out to your
My robot vacuum is ass.
house and come and fix your HVAC system, right? Deal with the family dog, interface with the customers, climb up. Every house is different, every system's different. Climb up, fix that, and then leave, right? So it's kind of like in the field operating versus in a
Only robot dog I fuck with.
Totally awesome or totally frightening. Look at this. China's military has released this video of a four-legged robot marching through a field with an automatic rifle mounted on its back. The Chinese state broadcaster calls it the newest member of China's urban combat operations. The robot dogs are programmed to conduct reconnaissance, identify the enemy, and strike the target. If that thing comes around the corner and if you're on the other side.
Wait, what's the remember this shit? Robot dogs are very interesting. So also new Andro hype video just dropped. Let's watch this too before we talk about a couple more market things. New Andro hype video just dropped. Anyone watch? Has anyone watched this yet? Also, oh my god, dude, I'm starting to get fucking FOMO'd right now. I'm starting to get it bad. This is something on the gay orange chud coin. All right. I haven't watched it yet. What's good, Rectal? This is Andrew. This is U.S. military right here. I don't even know what I'm watching. What am I watching? Type of shit you see until China deploys like 10 million open source robot dogs. America, fuck yeah, season 2. Palmer reveals the only type of chemical weapon he would never build. Chemical weapons I would build, but in a very specific vertical. That's an insane headline. All right, let's check back in. Where are we? God, I'm actually... this is like stressing me out. This is legitimately stressing me out. At this moment, I'm getting stressed out. Stop selling pump, please. Oof, that's like legitimately stressing me out. What price are you gonna buy Bitcoin spot? I don't know, dude. I don't fucking know. What do I even know anymore? What do I even know? Where's DRAM and whatnot? All right. Here's what I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you the story of the year. And you're gonna thank me for it. You're gonna thank me for the story of the year, okay? Also, last time, YouTube, Twitter, if you want to chat, Twitch TV / threadguy. I'm gonna give you the story of the year. Has anyone read this yet? Has anyone read this yet? How I won $250,000 in World Cup tickets off prediction market opportunity hidden in plain sight. Has anyone read this yet? This, my friends, is why I think we sit in the absolute perfect spot all day, every day, doing the right stuff every day. We just do the right stuff every day. We pay attention to the right markets with the right people in the right spot, and we do it the right way. I'm gonna read it. It's a good read. It's a really good, like, foot to leave on to feel optimistic about your ability to find cool spots in the market. Lock in, strap in. It's not that long, and it is a unfathomably good read. Okay, there's opportunity everywhere in this game we play. It comes back to how I started the stream with this Gen Z article, Gen Z entrepreneurship. Over the last 7 years, I built the majority of my wealth by capitalizing on a series of strange, hard-to-describe opportunities that crypto has repeatedly presented. In the past, I have generally stayed away from tweeting these. A lot of what he does is like NFT lending. Doesn't want to erode his edge. For the first time in a long time, the new crypto thing I spent my last 30 days on felt fun, lucrative, and understandable enough to write about. I also think there's some useful takeaways from this experience, so I am going to write about it. On June 12th, I was sitting in a hotel watching the opening games of the World Cup. If you watched any match this summer, you saw the same LED boards that I saw. They rotate through the same names every few seconds. Visa, Saudi Aramco, Adidas, Coca-Cola, Qatar Airways. The most expensive advertising real estate in sports, reserved for companies that pay FIFA 9 figures for a tier 1 sponsorship. And then, sandwiched between them, ADI Predicted Street, the official prediction market partner of the FIFA World Cup. What? How could it be that the two prediction market behemoths that have sponsored everything from the MLB to professional pickleball were outbid for the biggest televised event on earth by a platform I'd never heard of? Have you heard of this platform, chat? I have not. These guys must have a ton of money. Maybe they have an incentive program I should look into. After 10 minutes of back and forth with Claude, I had the only 3 pieces of information I needed about the platform to grab my wallet and deposit a few $1,000 to start poking around. 1. They launched trading 2 days prior and had just $30,000 of volume across all their markets. For reference, Polymarket and Kalshi do billions of volume per week. 2. They had a leaderboard that claimed they were giving away thousands of tickets. 3. The platform lives on top of a brand new Ethereum layer 2, and to deposit, you need a bridge to it and then transfer over to the platform. Maybe 1,000 of the 5 billion people watching the World Cup know how to confidently navigate that. All of this meant that for the next month, ADI predicted would have the biggest rewards pool relative to user count, the least amount of volume, and presumably the easiest leaderboard to climb of any prediction market. Is that on a long tweet that I see? Whoa, wait, pause. I don't get it. I don't get it. Five minutes of capital re-injection post-migration. Where does it come from? Whose money are they swapping? I don't get it, but it's up a little bit on the news. Love how you rewatch the vid instead of reading the post. What doesn't say anything? Oh. Every year, over 100 million liquidity is lost forever. Dead liquidity that could otherwise be used for injections of the very coins of traders were trying to migrate. Going forward, boost mode reinjects liquidity via buybacks and burns for 5 minutes after every single migration. Historically, every dead token sacrificed 20% of liquidity upon migration, something called dead liquidity, meaning when every trader sells their holdings, some liquidity is stuck in the LP forever. Oh, whoa. Boost mode utilizes dead liquidity by reinjecting that capital. 17.6 SOL over a 5-minute period. Wow. That feels interesting. Let's see. Okay, fuck it. Let's see what happens. I don't know. And Bitcoin's so strong. Man. So basically what I understand is there's just like some liquidity that gets like stuck in the LP. It's nobody's money. It's like in the LP. Doesn't really move. Stuck in the LP. Even if everybody sells all their holdings, there's still like some capital in the LP. They could just like pull it out and swap it back into the coin as buys. Is what I'm understanding. Let me keep reading Cyrus. It's so good. Have you asked Alon to come back for part 2? We're working on it. Okay. So anyways, there's like 5 sponsors of the World Cup. They have to pay like minimum 9 figures to get a sponsorship of the World Cup. And the official prediction market sponsor is not Kalshi or Polymarket. Over the next couple of days, I started placing some test bets, trying to figure out the mechanics of the point system and leaderboard. During the time, it felt like every crypto Twitter account with more than 5,000 followers was posting the same picture of them at the World Cup, thanking Predicted Street for providing them tickets. I was fairly confident that many of these folks had never actually used a prediction market, let alone ADI itself. I was seeing this everywhere. Surely enough, a member of the team reached out to me and shortly after and offered me a pair of tickets. He asked for nothing in return and filled me in a bit about how winning tickets would work. He became my main point of contact for the rest of the month and became a friend. I learned that there were 2 main ways to earn tickets: climbing the leaderboard plus opening packs daily based on how much volume you do. If they're giving out a pair to almost anyone without asking for anything in return, they're probably going to give a ton to their power users. I deposited a little more and began ramping up my volume. Strategy number 1. The art of betting a lot and making $0. Gambling can be fun, but I likely wasn't going to be able to finish at the top of a volume-based leaderboard without taking substantial losses if my strategy was going to be hitting the hometown group chat with who we got tonight for the next 35 days. My initial strategy was going to be a basic risk-neutral volume farming. In simple terms, I was trying to log as much volume as possible without actually risking any money. Easy example. France is playing Senegal. France has a 70% chance to win. I bet $70 on France using ADI. I then go to Polymarket and bet $30 on France to not win at 30%. Whether France wins or loses, I will lose $0 while lagging volume and moving up on the leaderboard. Seems simple enough. After my first couple of days running this strategy, I had leapfrogged 50,000 other accounts into the top 50 and already earned 5 tickets to group stage games from packs. It was working, but I was bleeding a bit of money to fees. I wasn't confident that this plan was good enough to get me to the top of the leaderboard without taking a bigger hit than I wanted to. Luckily for me, after spending multiple hours a day on the platform watching all of ADI's order books, I found someone running an automated market-making bot that seemed to be handing out free money to anyone who noticed. Strategy number 2, the art of betting on things that already happened. This is crazy. On June 18th, Mexico beat South Korea 1-0. There was still 1 game left for each team in the group, but no matter what happened in those last games, Mexico had secured their place as the winners of Group A. Polymarket and Kalshi quickly resolved who will win Group A to Mexico 100% a few seconds after the game. But something weird was happening on ADI. The odds for Mexico to win Group A were still sitting at 64%. I quickly bought up the entire market and moved the odds to 100% myself. Nice. A free couple $1,000. I closed my laptop and figured I was done doing volume for the day. Later that night, my friend pinged me. Yo, are you seeing this Mexico shit? Yeah, I already bought it all. Nah, it's literally refilling every 5 minutes. I logged back on and couldn't believe what I was seeing. Every 5 minutes, a bot was offering around $2,000 of Mexico to win Group A, anywhere from 65 to 85%. In simple terms, it was handing out $300 to $1,000 every 5 minutes to anyone that noticed. I believe what happened was that the bot was built using Polymarket and Kalshi as references on how to price its orders. The problem here was that Polymarket and Kalshi had already closed this market, so there was no reference. It was just placing orders at the midpoint between lowest ask and highest bid. Needless to say, me and my 3 friends stayed up all night depositing as much as we could into the app while cursing at each other on Discord every 5 minutes Anytimes we weren't the ones that clicked quick enough to grab the free money. By the next morning, the bot's profile looked like this. They rinsed this guy for 55K. Overnight, I had gone from betting not to lose to the second highest P&L on the app, and due to my highest volume day on the platform by a few multiples. Due to the relatively large amount of volume, I also leapfrogged my way into first place on the leaderboard. My friends and I now made up 4 of the top 10 spots. During this process, we earned a large amount of packs and a couple dozen tickets by opening them. We were starting to be rewarded for spending multiple hours a day staring at the same corner of this new mysterious crypto app. We began planning our flights across America. The weeks that followed were some of the best times of my life. I won't go into detail, but I held on my top spot all the way through the final snapshot by doing some variation of what I did on the Mexico market. It resulted in a boatload of tickets, including front row seats to the finals, and a fairly decent profit trading on the platform over a few weeks. My days consisted of waking up in a new hotel somewhere I'd never been in America, logging into ADI to do some volume and keep my top spot, and heading out to the stadium to meet a few for the first time, a new anonymous crypto friend I had spent hundreds of hours talking to and trading with over the last few years. I also got to take 8 of my closest friends and family to the first World Cup games. Some of these experiences included private suites and lounges at the stadium, which are going for upwards of $10,000 per seat. I think the main takeaway here is that if you spend enough time sourcing through niche crypto apps, you can find some of these weird opportunities with outsized payoffs. A lot of my edge in crypto has never really been from predicting the future, but more from noticing when 2 venues or entities disagree about the present. NFT buyers willing to pay more than a piece is listed for a niche marketplace OTC. Lenders with stale offers offering higher loan amounts than the current floor of a project after a crash. Platforms that allow you to sell your upcoming airdrop to willing buyers, pricing your future tokens at more than what it costs to currently earn them. All weird stuff. I know. In this case, it was the 7th or 8th new prediction market. By the time the 7th or 8th version of a marketplace comes out, you can cross-reference against more mature ones and find 2 venues pricing the present differently. At this point, when I hit a big win in crypto, the dopamine usually lasts a day, then it wears off. The real-life experience yield that came from this opportunity is something that will stick with me more than any of my wins in crypto. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. All in all, $250,000 P&L in 35 days by farming a new prediction market that was somehow the official partner of the World Cup, and somehow nobody even really knew it existed. Insane. Actually insane. The Mexico story is insane. When you sit in this intersection of like new, emerging, cool, niche, weird tech that nobody really understands how it is, what it does, how it works, there's just spots. Cyrus is also a good friend of mine. I had this birthday party. I'll never forget this. I had this birthday party like, I guess when I turned 22. I turned 22 in LA. And I rented a suite at the Lakers game, and I brought like 15 people. Random Lakers game, like mid-season game, whatever. I don't even know who they played. And afterwards, we didn't really know what to do, and we were like, let's go like hoop. I have a ball. So we went to my house, and everybody was in like dress clothes. And this dude, will never forget. This dude Cyrus is in like a money fit. Like he's got like some fucking Armani like boots on, these really nice jeans, and he just like rips the dress shirt off. And he's like diving on the floor at 10 p.m. in this like crazy fit, diving on the floor, ripping his jeans, his back's all scraped up. Everyone's playing like 30%. He's like diving on the floor, bro. I'll never forget it. Guy's a freak. Awesome human. But yeah, you don't understand that there's like a subset of people that make 7 figures annually doing NFT lending. Still. NFT lending. DeFi, NFT DeFi. Still. In 2026 on NFTs. That exists. You never hear about them and you don't talk about them because there's like 10 guys that do it, and they all have like weird little like edges that they dominate, and they don't want to blow up their spot. And so they don't talk about it. You'll never hear from them. He'll never come on stream and talk about it. But yeah, they exist. They exist. It's pretty cool. It's not me. No. It's not me. It is not me, unfortunately. All right, quick check-in. Pop looks good. How about it, huh? That update, they like the update. They're doing stuff. They're trying. They are fucking trying. I imagine if that got fees increased as well, it's like a pretty sicko flywheel. Here's Pump. Here's Bitcoin. DRAM 58. Nice. 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 DRAM back. Soxel back high of the day on both. Mags green again. IGV disgusting. SPY high of the day up 0.67. NASDAQ high of the day up 2%. Q is high of the day up 1.67. Beautiful. Are you closing Pump at entry? What do you mean? My entry is here. Marked out. 18% on 2x leverage, 36% on some nice size. I would actually like to add to it potentially. I don't know, probably like above here. I would be down to add like 30-40% of my position if we got there, is what I'm thinking. Chat, we leave today on a really inspiring note. I'm gonna be honest. Like, again, I'm not the guy that's gonna come here and declare that we are back or anything similar, but all of the sudden things start to look exciting. It starts to look like we could get there. It starts to look like it wouldn't take that much. And it starts to look like crypto could get it. You know how it goes. You know, if you've been here for long enough, you know how it goes. When we rally, we really rally. And so I definitely have a slice of optimism that I feel as if I haven't felt in a while. Is that SpaceX price quote that I just saw real? Wow, $70 on Shaw's. Apple plans to launch device leasing program on July 28th. Is this price real on Shaw's? Let's go. Up 12% today. SpaceX 129. Not bad. Apple. There it is. It looks angelic with this lighting. Is that a good word? We're gonna have to change it, but the lighting. Wow, what happened? $71? Like Unreal Glaze. Dude, the worst part about every dollar I make on Shaw's, Kevin Zhu like makes $1 as well. It's the worst part of this whole thing. He makes $1 every dollar I make. And he has a better entry. It's like so brutal. So enough that I win, everybody else must lose. How's the daily? This thing trades like the biggest holders are Leopold Aschenbrenner and Kevin Zhu. I'm gonna be honest. That's how it trades. It trades like those boys are in, for sure. For sure. Also, I feel like there's a low volume. Yeah, it looks a little harsh. I agree. It feels that these are low volume days right now. I don't know if anyone has any stats on volume in the market, but it feels like low volume ass days in the stock market. They're slow. TL is slow. I guess apparently people are on vacation. Chat, you all have vacations lined up or like family like events and stuff lined up over July, August. Like, is that when it starts? I guess that's like when it starts. Family vacations? I don't know. Fuck a vacation, I'm locked in. Me too, bro. Hell no. Fuck no. Fuck no. Stock's supposed to be slow in summer. Well, they're not. Now, in a few years, I'll sell in May and go away. Yeah, leaving Thursday. Where you going? High color poppin'. Thanks, G. Where you going? You know I'm missing in 2 weeks. End of this week, one more week, and then I'm missing a full week. I know. We'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when it comes. But I'm going to miss a full week, dude. I know. Anyways, well, we leave in a good spot. You got me paying attention on chain. Right, update on the matchmaker dilemma. I have a date with her sister. Yeah. I do. Yeah. Well, fuck. She thinks she's watching. Do you think she's watching the stream or no? No, right? I maybe have a date with her sister. Do you think she's watching the stream? No way. No way, right? You getting so hustled? I'll tell her tomorrow. If she is bullish though, younger sister. Yeah. She hit me with something crazy. Like, okay, watch. I'll tell you really quick. She hits me with this I invited her to hang out this weekend, but I texted her like kind of late in the day. Like, to be fair, it was like kind of late in the night when I texted. Like, it wasn't like egregious, but like it was a little bit late when I hit her up, right? Like, it wasn't like 3 a.m., but it was like 11 o'clock, right? Like, come out or whatever. 11 o'clock. It was like kind of late. And she was like, no. She didn't say no, but she was like out of town or whatever. And so I just like left her on red, whatever. I like left her on red. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, met this girl in the Hamptons, whatever. I'm just gonna like dead the whole thing. Like, forget it, whatever. Who cares? Whatever. Left her on read, ignored it. Then she hits me up 3 days later, like during the day. Yesterday on some like, on some like googly eyes. And I was like, all right, bet. Let me respond. And so I'm like, Malcolm, we got to throw a party this weekend. And he's like, okay, let's throw a party this weekend. And so I text her and I was like, yo, like, I'm throwing a party. I have a party on Saturday. Like, you're invited. You should come. And she responds like, I don't do first dates at parties. And I'm like, I got to get to know you first. I'm like, bro, it's not a party for you. I'm throwing a party and you're invited. Talking about, I don't do first dates at parties. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? And so, yeah, I'm committed to a first date at a really nice restaurant right before the party. Oh, I'll see you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. EST, tomorrow, every day, for the rest of time. I will catch you when I catch you. I'll see you when I see you. Have a great rest of your day. Love you, motherfuckers. Peace.